Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Make Code Advanced stream. I'm Richard Erish on the Make Code Forum.
I'm Joe at JWonder on the Make Code Forum.
I'm Thomas at Sparks on the Make Code Forum.
And I'm Sarah at S.Rekirk on the Make Code Forum.
There you go. I had to make Thomas and Joey
This one I'm not like
big so that we can prove that they're both there. They're just in the same place today. But Teams is like putting it right between the middle of you guys. So I'm going to unpin you. But just so you know, they are there.
No. Yeah.
We're both there.
All right. Well, today we are working on Bug President. And you might have seen a little while ago that I demoed a bug that I made, and I wanted to put it into the game, but it was too big and the code was complicated and all that stuff. Well, I have now turned him into an extension. So what we're going to be doing today is replacing our little bug with Bug President, because this was always intended to be Bug President. You can see now we got this little bug who can walk around and turn and stuff and be all different sizes and colors. Bug President.
It's very friend-shaped.
Yep. All right, so let me get rid of all this code. And we're going to go ahead and share this guy. Head on over to our actual Bug President game. And if you've never seen us do this before, you can just add shared projects as extensions. Sure.
Oh, because you updated the extension yesterday. You added that fix.
Should be fine because
it was purely additive.
Bug President also had Arcade Sprite util already in it, so the extension. But let's make sure our code still runs. Oh no. There you go. We're gonna refresh. That's why it's a good idea to save your projects before you do weird stuff. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We are going to save this in its state it is now. Click Ignore Errors and Open. And we're gonna go ahead and fix this. So first I need to know what the actual errors are. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up this. Oh, I see what the error is. All right, go into JavaScript, go in here. Deleting Bug President. Going over to, everybody salute. Going back to Bug President, opening this up. And so right now we have this tile map GTS and tile map, all that good stuff. I don't know actually how that got added to this project, but we don't want it. So we're just gonna go to pxd.json, edit settings as text. Don't do this. I'm a professional.
We get paid to delete stuff from the files entries in pxd.json.
Gonna go ahead and delete those. Go back to main.ts. There we go. Share again. Copy this link. Head on back over. I can't stress this enough. Don't do that. Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's upset. Stay in JavaScript. Go ahead and do add the extension.
We have a question in chat from Miley Virus. Hey, there's a mega list of every game you made in these advanced streams. I learned a lot by looking at the code of those games.
Oh boy, we really need to do that. We do have one, but it's not published.
Yeah. Have you been adding to that still?
No, I haven't. But I'll if we decide to publish that, I'll go ahead and add all the other ones. I know I have them all.
Yeah, they're all in here. But yeah, for a while we had the YouTube videos all with the links to the games in the description. We have not been doing that lately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
How old are the advanced live stream games that we have on the main arcade page?
Old.
They're still good though. They're still good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oldies but goldies, I think is the term.
Okay, so we did finally get this in. We now have our bug president category. And let's look at the blocks in here real quick. It's pretty simple. So we have a create bug president, which returns a sprite. We have a get the facing direction on bug president, because right now we have that in a variable, and we're going to have to go everywhere we're using that variable and use this thing instead. Should be fine. Then we have this set property block. And I just had a bunch of things that I thought we might end up tweaking. And so I literally just put them all into one big block. And if we do have to tweak any of these things, that's how you do it.
Beautiful.
And then finally, I have set controls enabled. You can turn it on and off. So yeah, just in case we end up doing like, I don't know, a cutscene or something, we want to disable that. All right. So with that, we are going to, once again, save our game because we're doing a big refactoring and I'm not confident that I'm not going to destroy everything accidentally. And we're going to go ahead, collapse blocks, format code. I'm going to take a second to delete all these.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to know just for anybody watching. If you save like the PNG of your game with that save button or a download it or anything, you can drag it back into the editor and it'll show back up. We attach the source files into them. So
correct. All right. So with that, we are now going to go ahead and swap our bug president everywhere with this bug president. So we already have a variable for bug president, which is, did I make a function for this? I might have made a function. If I did, that was very forward-thinking of me. Nope. Oh wait, yeah.
I thought I saw one.
There it is. So we are going to take this bug president and instead toss that and grab create bug president. Put that right there. All right, there we go. There's our bug president.
beautiful. Ready to pick up those little raspberries.
Yeah, he's not working right now. You might see he's doing something really weird, and that's because we still have all of our control code. And we want to take that control code and replace it. We're just going to use the control code that is built into Bug President.
This is kind of funny, though. It's like you're dragging Bug President around with the leash.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're going to do, we have this on left button repeat. I'm just going to get rid of that. Oop, don't need it. We have this on right button repeat, which is the same thing. Get rid of that. And we also have everywhere, we're using this facing direction. And so we want to stop using that. Oh, and also we have an on-game update somewhere where we have is up button press. Yeah, here we go. So right here is where we're doing our movement stuff. We don't need that anymore. Toss that. That's all handled automatically by the extension. So now he should at least move normally. The facing direction is going to work, but yeah, move him around. So there we go. Now we want to give him a, actually use that facing direction everywhere. So let's see. I don't want to spend the entire stream just doing that. So what I'm going to do, this is a very technical fix.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yep.
There you go. So we just set that inside of the on-game update, and oh, am I perhaps? Oh, it's in radians. Okay, wait.
We have the technology for this.
Yeah, we can fix this. Convert radians to degrees. And there.
One of my favorite blocks I've written, even though it is just so dumb.
And beautiful. All right. So Sarah, you haven't seen this game before, right? You haven't watched a stream.
I haven't. I love it though.
All right. So this is Bug President, and the way it works is kind of like, have you ever played Pikmin?
No, actually. I know it's a travesty.
You can throw these little guys, your bug citizens, and they'll do stuff for you. So like I can have them carry the strawberry.
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh.
Carry that back to the anthill. That in there. We can have them get these grapes, and I'll go ahead and carry those grapes, and then go back and get some more, and keep going until the grapes are gone.
Aw. They're
Yep.
such good bug friends.
And
you gotta go
so-
pick them up so that they're not lonely.
Oh yeah, and you can pick them up. So do like that, and then they come back.
Aw.
There we go.
Yay.
So what do we want to do with this? Well, I think we want to make it so that I guess right now we have the base mechanics. So the ability to go ahead and like pick things up and bring them back and count that as like points or whatever. I mean, we haven't done the point counting, but it's easy enough. What we want to do next is what makes Pikmin an interesting game. So when you're playing Pikmin, and again, this is kind of inspired by the challenge mode in Pikmin. The thing that I really like is just how frenetic and how much planning you have to do in your head to get everything under a time limit. So the idea is we're going to have a time limit. Going to be a bunch of things throughout the level, and you need to decide what order am I going to do things in, and how much Pikmin am I going to assign to each task to make sure everything gets done. So we already have a lot of that in this game so far, but if we really want to make that interesting, what I think we also need to do is the other mechanic I was planning, which is walls that you can break down. So how do walls work? Well, the idea is that the Pikmin can attack the wall, and eventually, after some amount of damage has passed, that wall will be destroyed, and you now have a path that you can walk through. And so you now have, that gives you access to whatever's behind it. It also, you can put a wall in place where you might not need to do it to go ahead and do get the things that are in the level, but it might like unlock a shortcut for all of the Pikmin that are following a path back to the home base, all of that stuff. So that's kind of the idea. So I think we really need this in order for it to be a kind of a really interesting game, is to have stuff like this where you have to make a decision, like, is it worth me breaking this down now or not? And
yeah, I think walls and then just generating more Pikmin by either like getting the plants that give you Pikmin or the fighting in general, right? Like sending them to get more is the biggest things that help with that, because they're both resource accumulators.
Yeah,
they're accelerators.
So I don't think we're actually going to do creating more Pikmin. I'll explain why. So in the Pikmin challenge mode, you typically don't grow more Pikmin. Instead, the level starts with a bunch of Pikmin that are spread throughout the level, which you can then go pick up. So you might only start with 5 Pikmin following you, but there will just be hidden in different corners and stuff, like a little group of Pikmin. So you can go over and grab them, and now you have more to do stuff with. And that's been pretty easy for us to do with our current setup. So that's the idea. So you can be like, okay, I can break down this wall. It'll take a long time because I only have 5 Pikmin, but there are 10 Pikmin behind it. So now I have more Pikmin, so I can do everything else faster.
Sounds good. And we're not going to restrict ourselves to one screen at a time, are we? Or are we?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So right now it is restricted to one screen. Actually, I think Bug President, I might have to change his code so that he respects the camera. I don't know if I did that.
Okay. You got to
but-
respect the camera, man. It's always watching you.
Gotta respect the camera. But that's the idea, is that we'll have big levels that you can kind of crawl all around. By the way, I forgot to mention, Soren Lawrenson called me out for saying that I meant that I did a Daryl in the chat when I was collapsing things and formatting code, and you're correct. I was doing a Daryl. All right. Okay. Last thing, before we get started on this wall code, are we okay with his legs going into the tile map?
Spiders can climb on walls.
I was thinking the same thing.
I guess that's
Just make-
true.
Right?
It
Like
feels
it's just
more
kind of like
bug-like. Yeah.
it adds
Okay.
a nice 3D feeling to me, at least.
All right, I'm fine with it. We do actually, but it is weird, I guess, that you can't then walk over the walls, but whatever. I did actually put in something to fix this, which is there is a property you can set on Bug President for setting the hitbox size. but we won't do that right now. All right. So I guess first thing we're actually going to do is fix this cursor thingy. Which do we even need anymore? I ask.
Maybe not.
Because
Because
the reason
it's not directly correlated to the distance the bugs go or anything, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I-
then you can get rid of it.
Maybe we just throw it behind a debug flag for now, because I could see it being
Yeah,
eventually
I think
useful.
we'll do
Like,
that.
we might want to make it so that, like, if you hold, it'll throw them farther or something like that. I don't think that that's how we would want to do it right now, but eventually,
Oh, you know what it's
and
used
that
for?
could be good for that.
We need the
Used for
cursor
when you're
sprite.
collecting.
Yeah, but I
bugs.
think you could figure it out, right?
That's true. You could also just center that collection thing around bug president as opposed to in front of bug president.
I mean, if it's just around bug president, you just walk in a circle, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Set debug to false. We're gonna go ahead and set cursor invisible to
Virus. It's a feature and a bug with a happy face, and actually, it's a bug. Lots of bugs do end up becoming features eventually.
all right. And we will go ahead and grab that render on Z index that we have. See, is there anything actually in here? By the way, these are what the walls look like. Let's see, we have a render on Z index 15. Is this the cursor? Nope, that's grapes.
Those grapes always get in the way.
50, is this the cursor? Nope, that's the calling bug circle.
You know what the variable name is? Because you can just control F it.
You always say that, Joey, and I never remember to do it. So there you go. This is it. We'll go ahead and say if debug. Do that. Also, I like the cartoonish way in which bug president's legs snap over to him in the beginning, but I will fix that later.
Wait, why? It's so good. I feel like it really sets the tone of
maybe this is a feature. Maybe we
legs.
should add long jumps where the bug president just like the body goes and then the legs trail behind him like a second later.
Yeah.
So if we make this circle just
okay, I believe that. Both sound good. Maybe it's
if
just
we make
random.
this circle
Maybe
just
one
a
part
little
goes
bit
first and
farther
shoots
from
them.
bug president, then it looks like he's like calling,
Mm.
and I think that'll work well.
Ooh, that is nifty.
Yeah. So to do that, let's see. We're setting the cursor. I don't remember if we made a variable for this or not. Is there a cursor distance? No. This must be inside of that on-game update we had. There you go, distance. So we will just set this to be 28. It's probably good. Yeah, that's fine.
Nice.
All right. Anyway, okay. So let's do these walls. All right. So far, the way we've been programming our tasks is they have a required number of things that need to be done in order for this to finish. So we've been using this property called weight, right? So you need 8 to pick up a strawberry. You need 8 grapes to be picked up for the grapes to go away, et cetera, et cetera. So what we want to do is for walls, it's going to be a little bit different. They are going to have a durability, right? And as they get broken down, eventually that durability is going to go to 0, and then the wall will be destroyed. We will turn wall off on the tile map. We will open up that thing, and we have to recompute all of the task paths that we have going on, because now there might be a more efficient way to go wherever they're going. So yeah, and the idea is that each frame that a bug is attacking a wall, its HP is going to go down by some amount. So if you were to throw more bugs at the wall, it'll go down faster because you're going to have more damage that's being dealt to it. All right. with all that in mind, let's grab our debug tile map. This one right here. Gonna go ahead and get rid of these two right now, and we're gonna make a wall. So this, like that. And there's one wall. And I guess we should also do, we'll do that one later. Let's just do this one for now. There you go. All right. So, by the way, does this look like a wall to you guys? Like, do you get what it is?
I get gate vibes, but like
Yeah,
still
yeah.
barrier.
A wall, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. So it's like 2 posts and then like 3 bars going across. That's clear.
Yeah.
I can't really comment because I 100% understand because I played Pikmin, so I see that it is the electric bar fence that
It is the
Pikmin.
electric bar fence, yes. Okay, so we are going to have to somehow detect when a bug has hit one of these tiles. And I was originally going to do it as a, like, it's actually a little bit tough. Because we want this to be wall on. In fact, let's do that right now. We're going to go into our unloaded tile map right here.
Do we
And
just put a
then-
sprite over top of it?
No, we can't do that because it's going to be a wall. I mean, we could put a sprite over it, but these can also be like variable width. So I think we might just have to do some
Wall hit
testing.
logic,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, right, wall hit logic. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, that's obviously the way we'll do it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn wall on for all of these. And I believe we still don't have a turn wall on for all sprites of kind in this. One day I'll remember to add that stupid feature I want. You know what? We're going to make a function just to show how easy it would be for me to add this.
Mhm.
Going to take in a image, which is going to be the tile. Going to take in a Boolean, which is going to be on. And we're just going to do array of all tile locations. And do set wall on. Where is it? The path following thing is confusing me because I can't use my normal scroll offsets. There we go. All right, that's it. So now we're just going to call that 3 times down here for all of our different tiles that we have. So we have this tile, this tile, this tile.
Any resources for people using the static TypeScript flavor of MakeCode Arcade? I found the docs missing a lot of really useful library features that I had found undocumented on GitHub. Unfortunately, the best docs are the toolbox on the left where you can drag out snippets, and the Explorer, which shows all of the code that you're running.
Yeah, can you talk about exactly what you're looking for? Are you talking about like things that are missing from like the game package and stuff? Because no, I'm afraid it's not really well documented. If you have a specific thing you're looking to do, you should ping us either on the forum or here, and we can point you in the right direction because chances are there is a thing we're already doing for it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're not really asking for features, more like just documentation for implementation details or ways to integrate with it, which again is the same response replies. Richard or I wrote most of them probably, but
yeah,
just there's not that many details on the TypeScript because it is narrow. Any blocks associated ones you can do like a right click help, and that gets you there. But
yeah, I wish I had a better answer for you. But unfortunately, we don't have enough users of just pure TypeScript. Most people like start in blocks and then go out, you know. So, ooh, I did this in the wrong place. There we go.
yeah,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Bug President's legs are going everywhere.
What was that? That was crazy. All right. Okay. So there we go. The wall's on now. How did I do that?
Schematic.
Bug President just wanted to show everybody the scope of its domain.
It's cool dance moves.
It's like, this is all mine. Like, it's like looking over and like, you see everything, you see all of this. This is all yours someday.
Yeah, right. It's Simba and Simba's dad's name, which I cannot remember.
Mufasa.
Mufasa was, for some reason, I thought Mufasa was the evil one, but the evil one is obviously Scar because his name is Scar.
Anybody who has a Scar is,
Well, no. See,
I
I
get
forgot that
evil
there
vibes
was a
from
lion
Mufasa.
named Scar. Okay, obviously, if I had to assign Mufasa and Scar to an evil one, I would give Scar to the evil one. All right.
Yeah. I bet Scar probably says Mufasa a lot in the show. I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Cute compilation.
In the show.
Yeah, in the show.
It's a Broadway show too.
Yeah.
And they've made plenty of spin-offs. So
True.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Lion King 1.5, right? I remember that one. That one was good.
Cool. Soren Lawrence says, can you play this sometime today? Yeah. So just like usual, we will play games that you send us at the end of stream. So if anybody else has anything they would like to see played, please go ahead with it. Go Mustangs is in the chat. Hello, I hope you all had a great summer. I'm looking forward to sharing some great projects this year. We love all the projects you send, Go Mustangs. All of the Toast Wizards, cheese-based games.
cheese. Oh my gosh. Love cheese.
All right. So we want to, I guess we're turning walls on for all of this, but I'm thinking now, we probably want to make these all the same tile. Well, let's see. This is interesting. All right, so we are going to have to create sprites for all of these because we just need something to store properties on. I don't know if we're actually going to have the sprites drop to the screen. They're probably just going to be invisible. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to create a sprite for each of these walls, one for each of the walls, and then we will use that to store like the HP and everything on it. And so we need to make sure we're only creating one per wall. And so we're going to do something that is a unique tile for each wall. So we're going to do it for this tile, this left one, and we're going to do it for this top one, right? Because if we do those two, each wall is only going to have one of those. So that'll just represent it for that particular wall.
Can you have like one of those kind of like a fence almost where it has like one section? It's just like a bunch of chained walls. If that's the case, would it just be a bunch of different walls?
Oh, you mean like this, right? So this already has like 3 in the middle and then like 1 and 1, but it's all going to be one wall.
Oh, okay. So you just have, if it's going to be super long, you'll just have a bunch of the strings in the middle instead of like having it divided like that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So Miley Virus sent a long thing in chat, but that is what you're talking about is the effects API, which is definitely not documented anywhere. But Joey wrote, so.
Yeah, I can reread my code and figure out what it does. But yeah, I can. I'll double check what this says after. But you don't. If you are working in the editor, you don't necessarily have to switch to blocks and drag it in, right? If you go to JavaScript mode and you open the toolbox, you can actually drag those same snippets into the editor. So there's no need to swap back and forth in there. I think it says, if I'm reading this right, that in VS Code they're not there. We don't have a working solution for the toolbox or anything like that in the VS Code extension. Would be interesting to think about, but it's not there right now. So we don't have any mapping like that. But in the web editor, just drag them in from the toolbox. It'll just work.
All right. So we're creating a sprite of kind of wall on each of these types of tiles. And we are now going to use this in our code. So we're going to need a function, which is get wall sprite for a tile. So given a particular tile, we're going to go find the wall sprite that corresponds to that. So let's do that right now. And because we can't use locations, we're going to pass in the column and row, as annoying as that is.
Can we put array and then just a single element array?
That is a crazy. If you think that is less annoying, Joey. All right. So we're going to inside of scene, we're going to check what tile we have at this particular location. Right. So if the tile at that location is the horizontal fence, or the tile at that location is the right post, or you know what, we should probably just do this for all three, even the one that we already want. You know, we'll just run the same code for all of it. So like that, and then this here too, and then do the left post. And because I want it to look pretty, we're going to reorder these so that we have a little fence like that. Beautiful. And put this column and row into all the spots.
Perfect opportunity to make a fun recursive function, Richard, but he threw it in the trash.
Garbage.
Yeah, sorry. Should I make a recursive function? Yeah, you know what? You know what, Thomas? Careful what you wish for.
Oh boy, here we go. Block space recursion.
All right. So if it is this or this, then we're going to recurse. So we're going to do return. And we're going to do get wall sprite for tile like this, and do row and then column -1. So by doing column -1, we are moving to the left as we recurse. So I'm going to keep doing that until we eventually get to this tile. And when we get to this tile, we want to return whatever sprite is on this tile. So we are going to loop over all of our wall sprites, find the one that is on top of this tile, and then return it. So do that right now.
You know what's a pet peeve of mine is how the return is flat, so it doesn't like fit in well on the bottom. Like I used this a couple months ago. I'm like, why? Why is it like this?
It's like that, so you can't put anything after it. But yeah, it's messed up.
Oh, I see.
Like it should do something on the outer block to flatten it or something, but that is working. If we want it to look pretty.
Yeah, fair enough.
For your hackathon, Sarah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Let's see. I was looking into
there's
make
so
code
many-
arcade static TypeScript vert because I think it would be really easy to teach to web dev students in a workshop since they're already learning JS. I mean, that's the intention, right? That's part of why we wrote it this way, is because you can go from blocks to JavaScript and back, and it pretty much just works for most of them. There's some special things that are only accessible in TypeScript and all, but that's fine.
The other thing you could check out is device script, which Joey will drop a link to in the chat.
I will. Okay. Yeah, that's the other thing that Helly, you might have seen his face if you looked at the home screen of Arcade, is working on.
Oh wait, all right, get rid of this. Actually, I need 2 of these.
But that is more like the IoT side of things, right? They don't really have a.
Yeah, it's not as fun, but it does have. It is another thing you should look at if you're thinking of just, want to run microcontrollers and have fun little things on there, but no game engine. So kind of boring.
Yeah. If you are doing the JavaScript, one thing for like a way to extend it a little bit, you can look at how the GitHub integration emits the games so that you can play them. Because that actually makes it so you could, in theory, make it so your students could, the students you're working with could write actual JavaScript in there and communicate it over the messaging protocol to the game, so you can make it so like the game does DOM stuff or anything like that. A thing you can do.
All right, column, column, row, row. Both of those things are equal. Go ahead and return. That's right. All right, that's great. So now we need to do the same thing for this guy, like that, and then this, like that. And here's where we thank Thomas for making this a much simpler function by reminding me that recursion exists.
Yeah, thanks, Thomas. Oh man, it's been a while since I've written a recursive function.
Okay. So you might wonder, if we call this, what's going to happen if we made our tile map bad and just like, you know, put a gap in the middle of this or something? Well, it's totally just going to crash our game. Just
Good.
don't.
That's what
do
you
that.
deserve, Richard.
Yeah. So we're just not going to do that. All right.
Unsigned Arduino said recursive functions are beautiful until you run out of stack space, and that one hurt a little bit. Like, I don't need to go back there.
Yeah, so Ham 993 asks, I have 2 questions for making an extension. 1, how do you make a dropdown? 2, how do you make a block with the same format as like render on Z index? So Unsigned Arduino gave a link to the playground, which is a way of defining blocks. But to make a dropdown, you have to define an enum. So if you're familiar with TypeScript enums, enums will automatically convert it into a dropdown. And there are examples of that in the playground. And then how do you do the a thing like render on Z index? Well, you need to just pass in an arrow function. A function is one of the parameters, and that will go ahead and make it into a event block. So something that's floating on the workspace where you can put other blocks inside of it. We automatically do that if you take in a function argument.
The link I posted is the definition for render on Z index, so you can look at that one for an example.
Thanks. I was going to ask you to do that, Joey.
The other way that we make dropdowns, like we have lots of ways to make dropdowns, unfortunately. The other one that's common enough to see is when you have like properties in the Z and in the sprites, we can combine those, but that's all class based and that's a little bit more complicated.
Don't worry about that. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Can you repeat that? My brother was loud. I mean, you can go back in the video. Just it's all recorded. Yeah, there's no need for it right now.
Yeah, so we're just saying use enums for dropdowns. And then there are other ways to do dropdowns, but they're complicated and not worth it. So don't worry about it. All right. Class blocks, format code, Daryl. And we're now going to go ahead and do the actual hitting these tiles logic. So we need to do an on-hit wall event. See right here. And these are going to be our thrown bugs. So we're going to do thrown bug right there. And the first thing we need to do is the thing we always do with thrown bugs when they stop being thrown, which is we have a function on throw end. I'm going to call that. And all this does is turn it back into a normal bug. So if you remember, thrown bugs kind of have like friction going on and stuff, and we don't need any of that. So we need that to just stop. It's going to go ahead and do on throw in right then. And then the other thing we want to do is we want to check what wall we just ran into. So we luckily have this nice little location parameter, and this location parameter is going to point to whatever tile we hit. So we can just check what tile we hit. So we want to see if it is a wall tile. So we're going to grab this. And by wall tile, I mean like a gate tile, not like, is it a wall? We already know that. Like that. Grab an OR. All right, so first we're going to check for the horizontal one. Like that. And then next we're going to check for the vertical one. We're doing this separately because they have slightly different logic for, I guess we don't actually, so I was thinking we need to make the bug like run over to the wall, but if they just hit the wall, then I guess maybe we don't need to do that. You know? Yeah, so anyway, that's fine. All right, we're going to make a function for this. And this is going to be assigned to wall task. And it's going to take in a sprite bug. And go ahead and call that right here. Okay, all right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and first call our assign to, let's see, we're going to grab our assign to some other task so we can kind of copy it. Right, here we go, assign to carry task. All right, so we want this stuff for sure. And we're also going to edit this function to also take in a second sprite, which is going to be task. And this is where we're going to be using that function we made. Get wall sprite for tile. And so we need to get the column and row for this. So we're going to use the blocks in the scene category for that. There's a little property block down here somewhere. There you go, column. Row. Column. Row. All right. Okay, cool. So now we've done that. We've turned our bugs kind into busy bug because they are now busy. We have assigned them their task, which is fighting the wall. And we need to do some sort of animation, I feel like, to make it clear what's happening. Any suggestions?
Fists. No, they're 1 pixel. Could they kind of hop?
Jumping up and down, yeah. We can just bounce on it. We already even have that. It's perfect.
Hopping's good. Yeah, we can do hopping. And then maybe we also make it so little like dust clouds.
Oh, yeah.
We can just start a fire effect on it.
Destruction.
I don't think the fire effect will look good here. And also we'll have the wrong colors.
That's unfortunate. True, though.
Maybe we won't. I'm worried we might have too many sprites. We'll do the effect now and see what happens, because we already have 40 of these guys that we can have doing different things. So yeah, but anyway.
Why did we pick 40 as the start?
I just randomly chose it.
Fair enough.
All right. So, okay, let's do that animation. As Joey mentioned, we already have that animation. Where is that code? Here it is. Oh, cool. Found it in one.
Found it before I can even say you could use Control F and search animation or animate.
And I would have said, get out of here with that. All right, turn loop on. All right, let's see how we're doing. We're going to go ahead and we should now at least be able to see something happening, right? So we're going to throw at this bug at this wall and see if he starts hopping. There we go. Look at that. Go, my minions.
Yeah.
Destroy that wall.
We
Perfect.
don't actually have them destroying it though yet, right? It doesn't have help yet.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
Programming and blocks equals golf. Find your block in as little clicks as possible. I mean, it's also kind of like code golf a lot of the times. You want to keep as few blocks as possible so that you don't drastically fall out of the space.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Our little bugs are giving me nematode vibes from SpongeBob. They just go and eat something and then they just run away.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear my irrational take on SpongeBob?
Sure.
Okay, I liked SpongeBob as a kid. All right. I watched SpongeBob premiere when I was in kindergarten or something. I remember that happening because
Wow.
Dora the Explorer also premiered that day. I think I watched the double
Right.
feature.
Whoa.
It was momentous. It happened right after Kids' Choice Awards.
Wow.
I am so annoyed by SpongeBob nowadays because it's just been taken over by everybody. I don't know. I feel like this is the thing that happens to me though. It's my brain is broken. As soon as
Yes.
something becomes really popular and mainstream, I just like,
I didn't realize that there were SpongeBob hipsters, but
yes,
No,
I am a SpongeBob
Wait.
hipster.
Wow. All right.
Wait,
Well,
so what do
thank
you
you for
mean
sharing
by
that with
taking
us.
over? I don't like. I think
Big-
it's like
Big Sponge
someone's
really
trying to
got
make
to him.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. Right about when SpongeBob started getting like lush coverage, I don't know.
It's just so corporate now.
Oh, fair enough. But I just
Um,
come for the memes. you
Yeah.
know?
Look, it's irrational, okay?
Yeah, Richard was really into it in the Battle for Bikini Bottom era, but after that passed, oh man.
All right. Let's see. Soren Lawrenson asks, why is there only one JS file? I assume you're talking about in the project how there's only main.ts. Yeah, so by default, projects just have one, but if you click that little plus on top of the file explorer, you can make more than one.
Yep.
Let's see. Jay Wonderful is asking, oh, sorry, not Jay Wonderful.
Asking?
Miley Virus is asking, is there a way I could find hardware with a bigger max size? They checked the pxt.json definition, but I couldn't find info about the size. You're going to need to look at the processor that's on all of the boards. That's where the flash size comes from. So
This one's STM32F4, so I think it is just 512. But
yeah.
we can check.
So all the different boards, if you go to whatever their product page or whatever, they will typically tell you what processor they're using. They are all, I think, either. Well, no, we have a few we support now, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the hardware dialog and scroll to the bottom, they should all be listed out there, except for
Yeah.
a couple experimental ones. We have like variations for each one that is like the people are like, hey, we made this board, put it up there. But the last ones in the list should be like the just board names.
All right. With that, we're going to go ahead and put durability on all of our walls.
Oh, why is there only one JS file? That is true. All of our files are TS files. There's only one JS file, which is going to be binary.js, which you should never look at because it will hurt your head a little bit because it is the compatibility file that makes it so it matches the assembly generated for hardware. So it is the ugliest thing you will ever see, and it just combines all of them into one assembly JS-ish, vaguely weird file.
Yeah, you don't need to look at that. If you've ever wondered how, I don't think anyone's ever wondered this, but have you ever wondered how we have multi-threading and JavaScript, as you may know, is single-threaded? It's because of that.
But yeah, I mean, it's made so that the behavior matches both on hardware and in the browser, right? So, but two very different environments.
All right, with all of our walls, we're now going to go ahead and give them a durability. So let's put this right here. Data as number. Go ahead and put in durability. Nope, not typing. Durability. There you go. And I guess we should make a variable for this. I have a feeling we're going to want to tweak it later. So we're going to make two variables. We're going to make wall durability, and we're going to make bug attack damage. So we'll set bug attack damage to be something. I don't really know what a good value for that is yet. We will also set wall durability to be something. 100.
That's what I was thinking too.
Bug attack damage will be 0.1.
Is this every frame it's going to do this damage?
Yes.
Oh.
It's
Gotcha.
inbuilt if you want to separate export it to a separate JS file. It is really not useful for anybody but us, right? Like it is mainly for us to look at, or anybody who really wants to dig into it. Like it running relies heavily on the simulator code too, which isn't there. So it won't be useful to you if you look at it, probably.
Okay, MyLiveVirus is asking, speaking of that, is there a way to debug the size of my project after building a game for hardware? I've seen binary.asm has total bytes comment with size. Useful to see what is taking the most space. Shoot, what is the name of that flag you can do? Question mark compile equals size?
I always have to look it up, but that sounds right. I mean, we can probably tell you that the most likely thing is if you have any full screen images, it's that.
They already
as much
found the
as
size
possible.
compile flag in the MKC CLI tool. Yeah, that is what you want to use. That's going to give you all the information we have. And you can turn it on in the browser by doing question mark compile equals size, I believe.
Sounds right.
Doesn't give the size of images. Oh, does it really not? That it did.
You can estimate the image size a little bit.
All right. Now, Soren Lawrenson has reminded me that it is indeed the end of stream, and so we are going to take a look at the game they asked us to play. This is their Red Line parody game, Red Line South Hills Village. Is that a Sonic reference, or am I just thinking Green Hill Zone?
That does sound Sonic-y.
Also, Lucas should be very proud that his game is at the point now, You Cannot Jump, where it's getting parodies and has not even come out yet, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm sure everybody who's ever had a Weird Al Yankovic cover is very happy about it.
Okay. Jump. All right, I made it.
Oh my gosh. Skill.
Yep. I'm pretty good at video games.
So what's the mechanic? Like what's the gimmicks, I guess? What's up with the plus signs? Are those things that you want to land on?
Yeah, I don't think they're doing anything right now. They might be. Oh gosh. Okay.
I'm sorry, I
Good
distracted you.
No, it's all right. You know. Earlier, I have a confession to make. Earlier when I said I'm pretty good at video games,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at a specific type of video games, which is JRPGs, which requires no reflexes.
Yeah, he's good at thinking games.
I'm good at putting numbers into a mental spreadsheet.
Oof, but yeah, our internal representation for numbers is not compressed, or for images not really compressed at all though. For that though, it's 2 bits per pixel, but there's no like encoding that's super complicated. So you can guesstimate your size by just looking at the dimensions and saying,
Is that the
This is a big
Duquesne?
image.
Is that the Duquesne incline, Soren Lawrenson? Sorry. Soren Lawrenson says yes. I'm a genius. The Duquesne incline is a funicular in Pittsburgh, which is a it's you know what a funicular is? It's like
No.
okay, so it's like
it's not related to ferns.
no.
Okay.
It's like a ski lift, but it's like a trolley kind of, and it goes up a track going up like a hill.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Trolley, like the unit of movement, not like the worms that I like to eat.
Yeah, and it's not a
Correct.
candy, Joey.
Okay.
That took me a second. All right, we have another game from MyLiveVirus that we're going to go ahead and pull up real quick. By the way,
Marigotchi. We love Tamagotchi. This is
this is beautiful.
Okay.
It's so pretty.
I am very happy with this. So I mean, I'll at least look at this and see if there's anything we can do to get rid of this. This is beautiful.
Oh my God, the zooming in on the eye and the wink.
It's so good.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, I don't think we can promise that we can get this to fit on the hardware right away, but I think this looks like we should should be reasonable.
Yeah, I would say, at least from what I've seen so far.
Yeah. If you're making that animation at the beginning as a bunch of different images instead of like zooming it programmatically, that might be it, and we might be able to make that happen really easily.
Yeah. I've
Sorry,
been
it
told...
crashes. Haha. I mean, that's probably our fault just as much as is possibly yours. But this is beautiful. I love this. Very happy, and we will do our best.
Yes, this is wonderful. Wonderful.
This is already like I'm already like mentally making a do it for her art from The Simpsons in my head.
Beautiful. All right.
Great.
Thank you for that. Okay, we have another game from Ham.
Oh, it has more.
993.
Oh, because I can't read the setting. Oh,
I gotcha.
Wait, I can't read the setting? I thought we fixed that. I'll look at it.
It might just be that they haven't set the initial setting.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, this one is Dungeon Extension from Ham 993, which I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe inspired by my dungeon game. Nice buttons for opening doors. Also, I'm a big fan of, I think the cat might be my favorite sprite in the gallery. Love the cat.
You can make your cats, Richard.
I've made my cats many, many times on stream.
Aw.
Whenever we need a character to go in a game, it's usually AutoZone.
Aw.
Awesome.
Nice.
Soren Lawrence says, I'm surprised the only Pittsburghy thing you've noticed is the incline and not the pit logo or Yinzer. Yeah, I just happen to know about the Duquesne incline because of a song that is, it's not important. But yeah, still, that's cool. All right, we're out of time, folks. Thank you so much, and thank you for sending your games. I really love playing people's games at the end of stream. So always happy to put them up if you send them to us. I am Richard on the Make Code Forum.
I'm Joey at JWandrel on the Make Code Forum.
I'm Thomas at Sparks on the Make Code Forum.
And I'm Sarah at S. Rekirk on the Make Code Forum.
And just a quick reminder, we are going to have a mini game jam the week after next. So we've been doing those every first Monday of every month. Mini game jams, kind of like a big game jam. They only last for 2 weeks. They're just meant to be fun. We don't pick winners. It's just for everyone to make a thing. But you do get a custom badge for the forum if you participate. So,
Joey code. I code all the time. I just don't code on stream because I don't have a separate. I don't have a good OBS setup. I guess I could do that on my new laptop.
Yeah, the reason I always host streams and code is because I'm at my house and I have a gaming computer that can run OBS, Teams, and make code all at the same time very easily.
Yeah. I did just get a new laptop though that can cover all that, or my desktop. I don't like turning on my desktop for work stuff. So I can probably set that up, but I have to remember how OBS works.
Yeah, you should do it though. That'd be fun. And also Thomas and Sarah, if you were ever interested in coding, we can figure something out.
Oh,
it's not as stressful as you think. It's fun.
Fair enough.
Or the Pirates or Steelers logo. Oh, that was the Steelers logo. I realize now.
Oh, the little pluses.
Yeah.
I get it.
You're wrong
what are those?
Yeah, sorry, Soren Lawrence. Wrong demographic for trying to recognize sports things.
Yeah, I don't know much about baseball, man.
Oh no.
I know a little bit about baseball, but Joey, I assume you're going to send me $1 for stealing my joke?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Baseball is the closest one I actually know the closest amount because my sister did softball growing up for like all through college.
Sure. All right. We'll see you later. See you on Monday. Bye.
Bye.